And thanks for tuning in to Shaun Rocks the City. I'm the host, Shaun, May of this show. If you'd like to be interviewed or talked to, dial this number, 917-496-5122. Plus, you can see other videos that I have done. You go onto YouTube and type Shaun May, S-H-A-U-N-M-A-Y, no spaces. You stroll down to where you see Shaun Rocks the City, pop up the video, click onto my name, and all my other videos will come up. But today I am interviewing Joshua. Yeah, he's a guitar player. You done seen him everywhere. You've seen him on an A train. You've seen him on basically the majority of the trains. And when I seen him, I said I most definitely have to have him on the show. Hey, Chief, welcome to the show, boss man.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're going to go on ahead and ask Joshua to open up the show with a little bit of music. Go on ahead and let them hear what you got.
All right. The song's called Come Back.
My baby just had to leave, falling down from the Joshua tree, and I'm left exposed and vulnerable. She left without a reason. Frosty Creek walks in the season, and here I stand rooted all alone. And I need you to come home, yeah. I'm falling apart like the city of Rome. And I could scream and cry, you don't hear my moan. Here I remain rooted, waiting for summer. She went and blew away, left me with nothing to say, and she leaves me with a dance in the distance. My tears to water my roots, my fears they tremble and shoot through my veins to leave me ill in this instance. And I need you to come home, yeah. I'm falling apart like the city of Rome. And I could scream and cry, you don't hear my moan. So here I remain rooted, waiting for summer. The moon depletes when nipples from the stars, leaving scars on a fragile, pale face. Shy she hides in the dark blue, taking her company with her. And jealous the sun noises the day with false fun. But once in every orange moon, they meet to stop time and mend old wounds. And create harmony, lie, lie. And I need you to come on. Falling apart like the city of Rome. And I could scream and cry, you don't hear my moans. Here I remain rooted, waiting for summer, waiting for summer, waiting for summer.
Wow. Joshua, hey, look it, let me tell you something. Hey, he set this bench right here on fire. You know what I'm saying? He'll bring you back to those old relationships or to the updated relationships. He just bring your mind places, and that's what's up, man. So talk to me, man. We're going to go ahead and start asking you some questions.
All right.
Talk to me about your background, man. Are you the only sibling or just brothers and sisters you have?
I do happen to be an only child. I was born in Texas, was there for about 3 months, so I don't really remember it. And then I relocated to the state of Illinois.
Right.
And started in southern Illinois and worked my way up to Chicago, which is where I lived the majority of my childhood.
Right. And then you end up coming here to New York, as you was telling me.
Correct.
Right. Now, that song that you just got you singing, Come On Back, does that have anything to do with a real life situation that made you want to write that song?
Well, yeah, all the music that I write, it comes from past experiences or a culmination of experiences, maybe not a specific one per se, but you know, sprinkles of an experience here, an experience there. I try to stay honest to my writing and to my music, and I don't try to put on a front or facade anytime.
Right. So, when you went through your experiences, that experience that you went through as you hear the song Come On Back, when you wrote that song, did the person actually come back, or is that the reason why you moved around like you moved around and end up here in New York City?
Well, I mean, what happened, it was kind of at a point where, you know, I kind of realized that they're not going to come back. So I wrote the song Come Back as more of a way to uplift myself, because it is kind of like, it's up-tempo, it's upbeat, and sometimes, you know, you have that angst inside and you want to get it out, but you don't want to be feeling down and low, so you need something a little uplifting. So I kind of like the irony of the song in that sense.
Right. All right, so basically what you write in your songs and everything, was there anything in childhood that inspired you to say, hey, I'm going to go on ahead and start writing? What was it that introduced yourself into saying, hey, I can do this thing?
Originally, I remember like some of the childhood music that I listened to. Boys II Men played a really key part in just starting me to sing. I would sing their songs all the time. And then, believe it or not, Will Smith kind of introduced me to the whole hip-hop world, and then DMX, Dr. Dre after that. And then through my journey with music, the first instrument I learned how to play was the flute.
Right.
Which taught me how to read music and whatnot. And then I wasn't a huge fan of the instrument for me per se.
Right.
So I moved on to the piano, and then later picked up the guitar. And it was around the time that I picked up the guitar, I stumbled upon an artist by the name of Van Hunt,
okay,
who kind of really spoke to me as far as musicality, the fact that he basically made his first solo CD. His lyrics were very potent, and I was like, that's something that I would like to do as well. I started out producing beats and then rapping and flowing over them, and then eventually I was like, well, I want to try this singing thing out. I want to try live music, being with the band and whatnot. And I remember sitting in an assembly in school one day and seeing a girl play piano and sing, and I was like, I think I could do that.
Right.
And so, you know, I tried it, and granted I wasn't amazing at first, but it was something that I really enjoyed, and kind of was my therapy and my meditation, and something that will be in my life throughout my life until my death.
Right. Now you mentioned that you talked with Will Smith, and Will Smith said you said he gave you something. So talk to me a little bit about what Will Smith have talked to you about.
Well, I mean, I didn't speak with him personally, but through his music, I feel like he's always been positive, and I feel positivity brings positive things. And as you can see, being the #1 blockbuster actor in the industry, to be a man of color and to be so positive, I think it's crucial for the young generation and the youth to latch on to and aspire to. You see all these glorified negative aspects for brown men, for people of color, of any race, whether it be black, Dominican, Puerto Rican, or anything in between. And it's discouraging. Sometimes it can be frustrating. And I think that more positive male influences of color should rise up and not necessarily co-sign or sign off of only becoming a rapper that's been shot 9 times and is in jail, or a basketball player. Not that there's anything wrong with that lifestyle, because that's a truth as well.
Right.
There are other truths for people of color.
Right.
And so that's kind of what I left with Will Smith, and just how his career has blossomed, and how his son and daughter are doing amazing and are talented and do deserve the success that they are getting, I believe.
Right. Now, you're a positive brother. I heard your music, and you put off positive things. Let me ask you something. What do you think it is, or what's going on with some children these days that are knowing all the words to a lot of negative music and not knowing how to pass their tests in school, or just learn positive things? They don't know how to read or write, but they know how to say every negative word that's inside some of these music. What do you think is going on at the homes? What's not being done for?
Well, I think when that happens, it is the airwaves that are raising the children. neglect your children. They're very creative. They have a lot of creative energy, and they want to use it. They want to use it, and just they soak up everything. So at that age, it's so easy to memorize all the lyrics to a song, to take that and then manifest it within yourself to make it an outward action, and to bring all that negativity inside you, even if you're not necessarily living that lifestyle. And I think that the parents are responsible. You brought a child into this life,
right,
whether you want to take responsibility for that or not, it's still the truth. And the fact at the end of the day, my mother had me at the age of 16, was a single white woman raising a brown child for a majority of my childhood, but she didn't use it as an excuse or a crutch to not make sure, one, that I had what I needed physically, and two, emotionally. Right. And so I've been blessed to have a beautiful, great mother to do that. Right. And also the industry, I mean, it's responsible as well. I'm not saying that you should censor everyone. You shouldn't. But when you take a group of people and only promote that lifestyle and only have that view and that lens on it, I feel that is a problem. I feel that there are other positive aspects than the thug life or the gangster life, and there are other avenues besides just rapping when it comes to music.
Right.
Or when it comes to life.
Right. So you said your mother is white?
Yes.
And what nationality is your father?
He's black and Puerto Rican.
Black and Puerto Rican. So how was it growing up with parents with two different races? Have that affect you in any kind of way as growing up?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. Share that.
It does. It's very interesting, actually, because I remember distinctly the day that I knew that the color of my skin was a problem. I was in Springfield, Illinois. I was in kindergarten, so like 6 or 7, and this girl had crutches and had broke her leg, and I asked, do you need help, like, pulling out your chair, getting your stuff?
Right.
And she said no, and I said, well, why not? She's like, 'cause you're a nigger.
Wow. So she called you the N-word because of your color, and you was actually trying to help her from your heart.
Yeah.
Trying to help her because you seen that she had crutches stuff, and she called you the N-word.
And like, looking back on it, I know that she didn't know any better because she's only 6 years old. So what
that came from a 6-year-old.
Is coming from the household.
Right.
Which brings me back to what we were talking about before, and how kids soak up everything. They see everything, and we dumb kids down. They have the mind of an adult without the faculties to express that.
Right.
So that's how I personally feel. So there was a time where I felt very colorless, and then once I moved to the city, especially Chicago's a very segregated city.
Right.
So it kind of opened my eyes to, like, you're either white or you're black.
Right.
There really is no in between, which is not true, but it'll make you believe that at times, when the majority of us are mixed and not pure blood of any type. Like, there's some mix happening down the line of lineage, of slavery, of wars. Like, a lot of people were getting it on with a lot of different people. Right. Because that's what we do. At the end of the day, we are animals, and we procreate to keep life going.
Right. So, what you do in music and everything, other than, you said about your color holding you back mentally sometimes, name some of the other things that maybe had hold you back as a negative force that try to hold you back from doing music.
Well, like, nothing has really held me back from doing music. If anything, that's kind of what breaks through the negativity for me. It's very healing for me.
Right.
And so the only thing that holds me back is spreading the music.
Wow.
And getting it to the right ears. And that's just has to do with time, because things take time. A tree doesn't grow in a day.
Right.
So you plant the seeds, and then eventually it'll blossom for people to appreciate.
Right. Now, when you was doing your music and everything, as you talked to me, you spoke with me, you said you also do acting.
Correct.
So what made you merge from the music? Was it acting first or music, and then from music you merged into acting? What made you get into acting?
It's kind of crazy. It kind of happened at the same time.
Right.
I was in high school. I was somewhat of a problem child,
right,
because I was a little rebellious, and schools have hard times with children that think for themselves. So my outlet to help me channel that energy was acting. I went to a predominantly privileged high school,
right,
which in this country means white, and more specifically to that school, Jewish. But I was the only man of color to graduate from my senior class, and with that said, there weren't a lot of people of color, so they did the play Hair, and they needed a black man to play Hut, and so they came to me to see if I would be willing to do so, because Hair is very racially charged, is politically charged, and it's timeless because of that.
Right.
It's timeless, especially in America. So I was like, I'll try it out, and so I had to sing, I had to act. It was a musical, and I really enjoyed it, and it was something that I could see myself doing, something that I looked forward to going to school for,
right,
going to class for, not dreading each class, not just getting by through the day because that's what I had to do.
Right.
So it stuck with me. It was the same year that I started producing beats and writing raps and putting on school assemblies and school dances and whatnot. And then years later, I started to write more melodies and started to do more composition and compose, and then started singing and vocal arrangements, and that's kind of how it all happened. And then I applied to school, DePaul University, and went to college for a degree in theater with a focus of acting.
Right. Now, people here watching, they probably just now tuning in. The ones who watching, this is Joshua. He just got you singing something. I'm going ahead and ask him to sing something again for the people that just now tuned in and wondering, hey, what is this guy here? He's sitting with a guitar. Is he just being interviewed? No, he's a singer/actor. And I'm privileged to have him here on my show. He's a positive brother. I talked to him off camera, and I'm talking to him on camera. He's a very positive guy. He came into the place where I just was at and had him sing. He sung something, and he just turned the whole atmosphere totally around. So I'm going to have him going ahead and sing something else.
So just to let the people know, my name is Joshua Torres, Torrez. If you would like to see what I'm up to, just visit me online at my website, joshuatorres.com, and any social network that's possible. You can Google the name, and that'll point you in the right direction. So this song that I'm about to play, I wrote very recently, about 2 weeks ago in San Francisco.
2 weeks ago, you wrote this song?
Yeah.
Wow. What's the name of it?
It's called The Healing Song.
The Healing Song.
And every time I play it, it just makes me feel real good.
Y'all listen up. This is called The Healing Song that he just wrote 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna listen, so stay tuned and listen.
Let the sun melt into your body. Today wants to gift you another chance. Let your burdens hold you hardly. Let your heartbeat guide your dance. It's like, ooh, no. Feel the peace of the moment. It's like, ooh, no. Feel the ease of silence spoken. Yes, there are goals to accomplish, and you inch closer the more you live. Send up all the things that you wish, yeah. Know that you get what you give. It's like, ooh, no. Feel the peace of the moment. It's like, ooh, no. Feel the ease of silence spoken. Can you hear your heart whisper? Is there anywhere else to be? Cut your ties with apprentice scissors. See all that you dream to be. It's like, ooh, no. Feel the peace of the moment. It's like, ooh, no. Feel the ease, the silence spoken.
That is Joshua. Hey, this guy, hey, listen, he's singing that music and he did it right. I am so glad that I had him on the show. Absolutely. This is the time right now that I'm going to ask him one more question. Talk to me, man. Where's your next stop that you're going to go to be able to do some music live?
Tonight I'll be playing live on pncradio.fm. It's online. Please tune in. The show will be starting around 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So if it's Central, 9 p.m. and if it's Pacific, it's 7 p.m. Tune in. It's going to be a great